Now we're starting to get into the meat and potatoes of calculus. This is very important for us. Find an equation of the tangent line to the curve. So they give us the curve, and we know it's a parabola. It's a downward-facing parabola, so it looks something like this. And at 2, -4 is somewhere over here. They want to find this line. This line. Not another line, this line. We know what point they want it at, and this has some kind of slope. At this point, it has a different slope. This point, it has a different slope. So we want this point with this slope creating this line. And slope, as you remember, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we can rewrite that as f of x plus h minus f of x over x plus h minus x. How is it written that way? Well, it's pretty simple. If I have 2 points, I'm going to put 1 point here and 1 point here. And I'm going to call this x, and then whatever the y value is of that x that I put into the formula. I have to travel over an h distance, and that'll create x plus h here, and whatever the y value that I put in there. So I haven't done anything special, right? I've just rewritten this in a known way. And we can use this formula to do all kinds of cool things. So we're going to use that now. First, we're going to do x plus h. So let's try it out. -3 x plus h squared plus 4x plus h. Like that. Maybe I used too many parentheses, but better too many than not enough. Minus -3x squared plus 4x. And then at the bottom, notice, of course, that these immediately cancel out, so we'll just go ahead and put h down there for now. In fact, I'd like to have the space. I'm going to put it over here. Ah, now I need another parenthesis like this. Oh-ho, too many parentheses. Doesn't matter. We'll just distribute here. -3x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 4x plus 4h, should be an h, plus 3x squared minus 4x, and all that's going to be divided by h. So we've got some cancel outs here while I distribute, doing a couple steps at a time. Algebra is something you should probably know by now. All right, so what's that give us here? We get the -6xh minus 3h squared plus 4x is what's left here so far. And sorry, that's a 4h. Our 4x is gone. So we also have a divide by h that will cancel off of each of these. One off anyway. So we're going to get -6x minus 3h plus 4. And we do know that h becomes 0. Right, because we're going to bring this point infinitely close to this point to measure the most accurate possible slope between them. And that means, what does that mean? That means that our value for slope is -6x plus 4. So now that I know the formula to find the slope of this parabola, I can plug in our x value of 2 here. And that's going to give us -12 plus 4 would be -8. So we know that the line, this line, has a slope of -8, and we'll call it y equals -8x plus b. We know the x and y values. They gave them to this as -4. This is the coordinate point they want. -4 equals -8 times 2 plus b. Add the 16 over, and you're going to get b equals, is it 12? So we know y equals -8 plus 12. -8x plus 12 would be better. That's the formula for this line here. Now, I know I ran through that fast, but it's because you really need to just see the process more than follow every single step every single time. You will get to that point. I promise you will. But for now, I want you to see how I run through it like that. Let's do another one. This one seems kind of scary. Square root of x. How would I do an x plus h for that? I guess we'll find out. So f of x equals x to the 1/2. So that means we want f of x plus h. We'll just fill it in. This is what our formula is going to look like. We're going to need to use a conjugate because anytime I see a function minus a function and I don't know what to do, I use the conjugate. So I'll use x plus h to the 1/2 plus x to the 1/2 on top and bottom. And if I'm real smart, I'll do it this way. Oh, but I'm not. I didn't select it very well. Let's try it again. Copy, paste. Nice. Okay, so here's our conjugate. Dope. What do I do with it? Well, we know that x plus a times x minus a is just the squared versions of it. So we're going to get x plus h minus x. And then these will cancel. We'll just get h on top divided by h. And then we get, if you want to call it the square root, you can. It's the same as to the 1/2 power, but I want you to slowly get used to writing it as a 1/2. And we have an h on top and an h on bottom, so those will cancel, and we're going to get 1 over. And you know what? H becomes 0 here, so that would just be the square root of x plus the square root of x is 2 root x. This is going to be the slope. Okay, and we know the x and y values here. So let's put in the x value of 1. Square root of 1 is 1, so we get 1/2 for our slope here. Square root of x looks like this. We're going to look for a line like this. We know its slope is 1/2, and we know we're at the coordinate point 1, 1. So let's write a formula for a line, y equals mx plus b. We know 1 is our y value. We know 1/2 is our m. That took us painfully amount of writing and work. And x is 1 plus b. So, of course, that's 1/2. We'll move that over there. We know b is going to be 1/2. So our answer will be y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2. That is the equation for the tangent line at f of x equals the square root of x. I know I whipped through these quickly. So let's kind of do a quick recap on the order in which you need to do these, okay? I'll make you a little cheat sheet. It actually does help, believe me. I did not get good at this by being good at math. I am not naturally good at math. I remember the step rules and I pray. The first one is find the slope, which I'm going to call the derivative. Okay, and the next one is to plug it in. So we found the derivative of this, for instance. I believe it was negative 6x plus 4. And then you're going to want to plug in this point into this formula, and you'll find the slope. Okay, when you find the slope, then you find the line. Y equals mx plus b. They will give you x and y, and the derivative, which you find here, is what comes in here. So all you have to do is solve for b. Step by step by step. I know I whipped through them quickly here, but we're going to do a bunch of these example videos. So just hop over to the next one and we'll try some more.